Okay, we are recording, chat. You know this fucking routine by now. So you all stink.
And the American government has just finished research on the forced evolution virus. This pathogen is single-handedly responsible for transforming people into Slavs. Shortly after,
Wait, Slavs or Slavs? Wait, no, it says Slavs. Wait, it turns them into Russians? Excuse me? Hello, YouTube? Chat, you're not getting out of my pyramid. YouTube chat, you cannot save the Twitch chat. They're stuck in my pyramid. If you try and help them, you also get stuck in my
the
pyramid.
world was plunged into nuclear winter. Coincidence? I think not.
Actually, no. Speaking of that, I have a challenge on YouTube. This is for YouTube, not you, Twitch. You're stuck here. You can't get out. YouTube, I want to know. Give me your best plan of how you would rescue Twitch chat from my pyramid. And the best one, I'll pin. I'll pin the best one.
It was definitely a bad time to be alive, but our timeline is even worse, because in this world, the virus doesn't evolve things into super mutants, it evolves them into cars, meaning that every single household item is now a car. Grandma's radio? Car.
What?
Collection of coffee mugs? Car. Your infant son? It's too late for him, I'm afraid.
No! And then again, to be fair, nobody remembers his name. Every single person that played Fallout 4 doesn't remember his name, didn't care for him, just abandoned the kid at the first time. As soon as you get out of the vault, it was immediately, don't care about the kid, I'm gonna play Fallout my way.
Even the very bullets inside of your gun, also cars. Simply put, 75% of
Wait, what the fuck you... Oh no.
the game assets have been replaced by cars, and society is not coping with it very well. These motor vehicles may seem innocuous, but they're actually ambush predators, and trust me, they will not hesitate to put you down. There's only one man who could hope to restore order to
this is... I know Reggie's done a lot of weird, like, fucking insane things. This might be like the worst one so
this
far.
world. Of course, I'm talking about Igor Bogdanov, because today we'll be playing as...
Oh, these people are just weird. They do not look good. They do not look fucking good. They look like actual fucking freaks.
one half of the titular twins, in an attempt to establish a thriving utopia and put an end to Carmageddon once and for all. Can we single-handedly rebuild society, or will we fall victim to a cruel and unusual form of precipitation? There's only one way to find out, but first, a word from our...
Wait, so if it rains, does it rain cars? Wait, what? Jim Carrey present day. Bug. Oh no, this is bad. This is good way in a good way.
Sponsor, NordVPN. A hypothetical situation. You're home alone browsing the internet, when suddenly a gang of cyber criminals break into your apartment and start harassing you. They're trying to steal your browser history and credit card information.
Not my mom's credit card information. Please, no. I need that. I need that for V-Bucks and Fortnite skins that I don't play.
And you're powerless to stop them. However, all of this could have been avoided with NordVPN, because Nord will protect your data and never let the cyber criminals find you in the first place. In fact, all it takes is one click of a button and you can change your location to anywhere in the world, allowing you to access hundreds of region-locked TV shows and...
In all seriousness, chat, I do actually use Nord. I do. It's a good service. It's good. Hotel Transylvania's on there. Hotel Transylvania's ironically a good fucking film, chat. Just random shout out to that
movies. Nord has also introduced some additional features, such as their kill switch. When using other VPNs, there's a risk that you could momentarily lose connection to their servers and compromise your data, but not with Nord. Simply enable the kill switch, and if you lose connection at any point, Nord will temporarily disable your browser, thus ensuring your safety and anonymity. Other than that,
But wouldn't that... Oh wait, no. Oh, sorry, no. Okay, I'm done. For a minute, I was just like, wait, they're gonna kill your PC? No, they're killing your browser.
They also offer threat protection.
I saw all 6. Wait, all I saw was wigs. Oh, I thought that was 6. It's like, how is there 6 fucking films? Thank you for the 49 months, thinker. We were talking about you earlier, by the way.
To shield you from online malware, such as the 800 terabyte zip bomb full of Bonzi Buddy that I am actively sending to your Gmail. So, what are you waiting for? Go to nordvpn.com/
Reggie, don't you fucking dare send that to my email. You don't even know what my email
Reggie
is.
Games to try Nord. For a limited time, they'll even give you 4 extra months of protection and a Saley eSIM with up to 20 gigabytes. This will help you stay connected to the internet at home or abroad through affordable data packages, thus allowing you to avoid
Let's
expensive
go.
roaming charges.
Also, Nord, when's my sponsorship? I actively use and enjoy your service. And when Nord, please sponsor me. Please sponsor me.
Trust me, it's a small price to pay for your personal safety. Thank you, NordVPN. Now back to the video. The nightmare begins in the character creation screen, because as I'm carefully sculpting myself to look like my body has received a face transplant that it
Tuesday, yeah, it's Tuesday and it's Tuesday.
is violently rejecting, I can already hear a symphony of collision sounds emanating from the hallway. Upon further inspection, I open the closet to find 3 mid-sized sedans vibrating violently. Other than that, everything is normal. I have a
This is gonna be a fucking fever dream, I can just fucking
wife,
tell.
child, and a robot who I have appointed to raise my son, because I am an emotionally distant father with no sense of empathy. Then, suddenly, a broadcast comes on the TV. This entire area is about to be vaporized by nuclear weapons, so obviously I escape out the front door, making sure to lock my wife and child in behind me before sprinting
Wait,
down
no,
the street.
what?
In the wrong direction. I turn around, dodging and weaving my way through a series of cars as I race toward the fallout shelter. Many good people are left behind. I do not care. And despite Mr. Russell's best efforts, I'm the first one to make it to the elevator. I look behind me to see that my wife and child are trapped on the rear bumper of a Chevy Plymouth. Pay attention to the helicopter landing in the background, because it lands directly on top of a car, crushing it and setting off a chain reaction of explosions which killed the entire neighborhood. I was hoping that was just bad luck, but this pilot is nothing if not consistent. Eventually, I figure out the best approach is to just hide behind this container crate, wait for the cars to explode, then everyone makes their way to the elevator and we're in. We're lowered into Vault 111, where, unfortunately, the car virus has already spread. I follow a sex offender.
I thought, wait, what? Wait, what?
Decontamination pods only
No, they're in the vault too. They're trying to get into the freaking cryo
tricked
pod.
into cryo sleep. I escape the pod 200 years later, where I am immediately greeted by the cold hard steel of a wheel hub assembly. Some things never change. My wife still looks tired, so I decide to let her sleep in. The vault is now overrun with
This is weird. Whenever I played Fallout 4, I always play the woman, obviously, so I always see the husband. It's weird seeing the wife in the cryo fridge.
Some of which I'm able to sneak past, but most of the time I can't, and I have to punch my way through them until they explode. On more than one occasion, I have broken both of my arms doing this. Luckily, the cars are packed so tightly that detonating one will typically initiate a chain
Oh wait, I was gonna say, like, I forgot, like, they have like a timer on them. They don't just blow
reaction
up.
That clears out the entire vault. Good news for us, bad news for the rad roaches. After a few more explosions, I make my way to the exit and ride the elevator up. We finally made it outside, where I bear witness to several cars majestically sailing through the skies.
Wait, did it replace them with like birds or something? Did it replace birds with cars too? Like, it's literally everything in this game.
My neighborhood has been hit hard by the car virus, but this is nothing. Over the horizon, I see the Red Rocket truck stop spewing cars into the atmosphere like some kind of volcano. You may look at this and think, what's the big deal, Reggie? It's just some cars. Well, I'll tell you, not only do I have to contend with the
Oh god, I fucking got a glimpse of what was behind him there. Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
Present danger of a car falling from the heavens.
Beautiful Carnado, true. Carnado, the missile.
And pulverizing me, but thanks to a bug in the game, if I brush up against a car in the wrong way, there's about a 50% chance it'll just kill me. This happened about a dozen times in the first hour of playing. But if we let our lives be governed by fear, then truly, the terrorists have won. So
Do it for him, what? 70% of the game access only static options. Okay. Hello, you today? We're good, yes. How are you? The car bites. It fucking does. They're vicious animals, these
regardless,
cars.
it's time to venture forth. We have 2 goals. 1. Destroy the Institute, because in Fallout 4, the Institute is responsible for every misfortune, ranging from gangland killings to erectile dysfunction. So I'm
That's true. That is true, chat. That is some unwritten Fallout lore. Not many people know, but the reason people in Fallout 4 suffer from erectile dysfunction is all because of the Institute. So you should always blow
Just
them
assuming
up.
they did the car thing too. And our second goal, rebuild society from the ground up. Our first stop is going to be Concord. If we want to restore
Holy
order to this
shit.
world, we're going to need the help of notorious war criminal Preston Garvey, and he's trapped inside this building. I made my way there and began wading through the sea of cars that flooded the streets. I was struggling to make progress.
Wait, what happens when the death claw comes out later? Concord? The dead game, not that Concord, chat. Relax, chat. It's not that Concord.
Because for every car I could climb over, the raiders were shooting out a dozen more. I snuck up on them and began neutralizing them with my own brand of automotive justice. I will admit, car-based combat is pretty awkward, but by far the worst part is when you're in the middle of 100 cars and you hear the sound.
I'm not gonna lie, firing cars as like projectiles sounds pretty fun. Like, if it was only you that could do it, it'd be kind of fun.
Exactly one of them catching on fire. You can try to
shit.
run, but at that point, it's already too late.
You're dead.
That was a hard but valuable lesson to learn, because I realized I could clear out all of the bandits by simply finding a car on the edge of town and lighting it on fire. The result
That's so fucking clever. Average traffic jam in the US.
explosions vaporized everything apart from the occasional chunk of flesh. Clearly impressed, Preston invited us inside. In hindsight, I do not
New York traffic.
recommend going inside, because upon entering you
Wait,
will be
why?
greeted by a cacophony of suffering, an orchestra of metal screeching and violent smashing. Honestly, don't even bother trying to navigate it. Also, don't even
No words. Just taught Howard it works. That's all. That's
bother
all
trying to destroy it, because I made that mistake the first time. I lit one of the cars on fire and tried to evacuate the building as they exploded. Instead, I left too soon, and the very second I came back through those doors,
No.
the entire building would detonate, killing me instantly. Just to add insult to injury, the game also placed a quick save at this exact moment. Thank you, Todd. That was lovely. This left me with no other choice.
Forget fuck the game's trolling you. Game, we're totally trolling you.
I'm going to have to
there.
construct a bridge made entirely out of cars that span from the top floor of this building all the way across to the museum's rooftop access.
Ow.
So I prepared some rough sketches and got to work. I started by sprinting my way up the apartment building, but unfortunately the cars ambushed me on the staircase. After dealing with that, I
Bruh.
climbed onto the roof and began the construction process.
This is the first manifested. No, it really fucking is.
Making a giant pile of cars might seem simple enough, but there's a few things I need to warn you about. First, you may feel tempted to use the shotgun because it fires 9 cars at a time. However, the collision damage from 9 high-velocity sedans will cause a grease fire, at which point I highly
Oh no, he's made a fucking huge. Oh no. Imagine Fallout and Z quick saving when I set off a grenade trail now.
recommend running as far away as possible. Just kidding,
You're
it
dead.
won't make a difference
You're
anyway.
dead.
Second tip.
He's basically building a nuke. He's building a nuke with fucking mini cars.
This isn't actually a bridge. It's much closer to the ball pit at McDonald's, because if you're not careful when jumping, you'll slide right through the cracks and be forever entombed in your own personal sarcophagus, at which point
Get entombed in ball pit. Wait, chat. Have any of you been entombed in ball pits before? That's a new one for me.
there's only one way out, and it's not in one piece. Other than that, it really just comes down to luck. In my case, it took about 30 minutes and 97 cars for me to finally make it across. Several days later,
Ones? What do you mean, a ones eight? How do you get entombed in a ball pit? Explain that one. Hi, Shadow. Ones, it wasn't really. What the fuck? What? I'm legitimately surprised. How the fuck can you guys get entombed in ball pits? The fuck's wrong with you?
I found out you can actually just jump to the roof from this nearby church.
It was a ball pit. It was a deep ball pit. The fuck? Excuse you? I sank in. It was deep.
It was a bad day in the Reginald household when I came to that realization.
Oh, God.
Anyway, I entered the third
Reggie.
floor of the museum, only to realize that the cars were literally stacked up to the ceiling. I somehow managed to navigate this automotive hellscape and make it to Preston, but he refused
is Preston Gravy, everybody's favorite character, with his classic one-line, "A settlement needs your help." I'm good, I can
to
help
open the
you.
door until I had personally killed all of the bandits. What a dick. My plan for killing them was to get in this suit of power armor.
The goated power armor, by the way, this fucking tag. I know people in the YouTube comments are saying that it's the worst one, like stat-wise, it's the weakest. I don't care. It looks the best, therefore I wear
Find a
this
relatively safe corner, and then light a car on fire and pray for survival. Much to my surprise, this actually worked. I tried to find the remaining enemies, but they sent me flying through the very map itself. When I came back to finish them off, I realized they had crushed themselves to death with their own cars. Amateurs. With that taken care of, Preston finally let me inside and began speaking with me as if he wasn't currently lodged atop a filing cabinet. He proceeded to espouse some very racially charged rhetoric about Rhodesians.
Wait, what? So Preston Grady's racist? No, excuse you. The flashbangs, you live in the middle of nowhere, so I'm gonna assume you don't have a massive player, but no, we don't. Yeah, we have an open cow field, and that's about it. How about you sell this new
fried chicken?
I told him that was wildly inappropriate, and we agreed to discuss it later. In the meantime, I have to go outside and kill more criminals. My only advice for this section is don't get cocky just because you're in power armor, because those raiders will absolutely laser you, and I cannot express
that actually made me jump. Seeing that car fucking hurtle
you're in
towards
power
you
armor,
made me jump.
because
Holy
those
shit.
raiders will absolutely
right there, right there.
laser you, and I cannot express how jarring it is to get hit by a car, fly through the air for 30 seconds, wake up in a different time zone, and then get hit again. Also, that bridge we made, I recommend using that to your advantage. And finally, don't stand too close to Preston. Once I was done committing
Sorry, there's just something so funny about seeing cars like flying towards people like that. It's the kind of thing you'll be, yeah, for real though. Car jump scare, automotive jump scare. Good morning, morning stinker. Hi, Pap, how are you?
vehicular manslaughter, I spoke with Preston, and he agreed to meet me at Sanctuary, so we could begin building a prosperous settlement, and by the looks of it, we've got our work cut out for us. Our first order of business is ignoring the cars that are actively phasing through the walls and trying to consume Mama Murphy, because
That's the first thing you get rid of, right? Get rid of all the cars because they're a massive fucking
what's
hazard.
more important is liberating at least 5 settlements and creating supply routes between them to establish a functional support network of civilizations. And once that's done, then
Damn, okay, he's actually taking it. And I see the car spawned in on top of it.
we can find and kill the Institute. Our first settlement will be 10 Pines Bluff. I made my way there, where I encountered a woman who was almost certainly experiencing methamphetamine withdrawals, which is fine, but I just don't trust the way she's shaking that double-barrel shotgun.
How is it? Why is she shaking like that though, bro? Why is she? She's scared?
Like an unwanted baby. Anyway, she wants us to go to Lexington and kill the raiders in this car factory. This would normally take about 10 minutes, but I got a little sidetracked. It went like this: wander through the wasteland aimlessly, get stuck in some kind of quicksand, find the site of a crashed airplane, kill the survivors, accidentally stumble upon General Atomics. I cannot resist the call to the void. Die several times in a sea of cars before finding
You got the shakes? She did got the shakes. Dang, Preston, you heard about the Minutemen every time. There's T45, T60, they look almost exactly. No, the T60 looks worse. Actually, I know, I played Fallout 4. T60 looks worse, I'm sorry.
making it inside the bowling alley, hit a perfect strike, and then attempt to commit identity fraud when confronted by a robot. Fail at committing identity fraud. Blow everything up in frustration and go hunting to let off some steam. After that, I made my way to Lexington, where I very narrowly dodged a projectile car, only to
What do you do? Okay, for real though, what do you do in that situation? You see a car in the sky hurtling towards you. You don't have enough time to get out of his way. What do you fucking do in that situation?
immediately get shot in the back of the head with a Ford Pinto.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the Lexington Welcoming Committee. I do not enjoy their gifts. Fortunately, they blew themselves up shortly after, and I made my way to the target. It's here where I pioneered a new offensive technique. I call it the wick, because you load up your target with about 2 dozen cars and then create a long string of them leading to safety, which
Oh, and then you detonate one of the A truck, fatal position. What vehicle does the Satmar shoot? They shoot car too. It shoots car. Fucking hell, English. It shoots cars as well. Fuck, sorry, I went really like freaking primitive for a second there. Intercontinental ballistic
you can
cars.
ignite, much like a wick. This allows us to detonate several atomic bombs worth of cars from a safe distance, or so I thought. You see, the explosion of 25 cars sends a lot of shrapnel flying, and if you're not careful, you're going to catch one in the face. So I tried again, this time hiding behind a tree, and I still got
Power summoning jutsu, so fucking true.
got absolutely annihilated. Eventually, I did get inside, and after greeting the receptionist, I was left with an entire factory packed full of cars. So I lit one on fire, hid in the corner, and started pissing all over myself.
Holy shit, those frames! Your frames, bro!
One
The audio too! The audio's gone crunchy!
Gigantic explosion later, and I got a notification telling me every raider in the factory was now dead. Simply amazing. All that's left to do now was escape. In hindsight,
what frames? This is a PowerPoint? Oh, sorry, yeah, the PowerPoint of this video.
I do not recommend escaping through the roof, unless you know how to land a triple cartwheel from 60 feet in the air.
Wow.
Because I don't. With all of that done, I went back to my favorite drug addict, told her the good news, and she agreed to join our faction. To congratulate us on the success, Preston decided to give me a flare gun, which I can shoot into the sky to call for reinforcements.
Oh wait, that's my dog. What the okay, I'm fucking legitimately chat. I played Fallout 4 for like hundreds of hours. I always thought it was a joke. I always thought the flare gun was a joke. I never knew that it fucking summons other people, and I legitimately just fucking throw it away every time. I was like, cheers, Preston. Thanks for the fucking joke gun, you fucking idiot. I hate you. Legitimately, I've never used the flare. Yeah, seriously. I've never used the flare gun once in my playthrough ever. You were a specimen. It does, but it's not worth it. Someone please doesn't pay attention. Oh no, never. Me not pay attention, of course. They only listen to less than then questline. I do normally. I get into the castle area when you fight the big Mylord Queen. That's normally where I get them to.
Thanks, Preston. I love it. On to the next settlement.
That is literally my reaction. Every time Preston gives me that gun, is like, oh, thanks, Preston. I fucking love it. Thank you, bro.
Starlight Drive-In. On my way there, I stopped by Trudy's diner and tried to intimidate the bandits into leaving her alone, and I failed. But similarly, Wolfgang failed to survive the resulting nuclear blast, and after that, I found Simone engaged in a life-or-death battle against Trash Can Carla, a duel which they both lost. Following this, Trudy sold me some radiation medication for all the plutonium I've been inhaling, and then I was on my way. Clearing the drive.
Was that after that radioactive metal? I'm sorry,
for all the
hang
plutonium.
Is that actually like radioactive? Just blow up like a put some radioactive in his
I've
mouth?
been inhaling, and then I was on my way. Clearing the drive-in was simply a matter of filling it with vehicles, beating one of them with a tire iron, and then
Wouldn't surprise me. It was oh, that guy's playing with
watching
fire.
as a dozen mole rats go up in flames. That makes 3 settlements in total, with 2 left to go. And next, we're heading to Oberlin Station. On my way there, I was presented with a tantalizingly tempting opportunity. A Palau station.
Sorry,
on my way there, I was presented with a tantalizingly tempting
Damn. Holy fucking shit.
opportunity. A Pulowski preservation shelter surrounded by yet-to-be-exploded cars.
There's a video. What? What? You gonna judge me, Cat, for that? Fuck you.
Obviously, I had to put this to the test, and while I was
Bomb goes up. No. It was in Reggie's video. Reggie did it. Reggie subjected me to that. It's his fault. It's not mine. I come back to the Frick Spider. Yeah, we like old cake. We do like old cake. No judgments here.
Expecting to be turned into a human smoothie, the shelter actually worked. Following this, I met the leader of Oberlin Station, who complained about being victimized by a gang of violent criminals operating out of backstreet apparel. Don't worry, lady, I'm a fucking psycho. So I made my way to the fens and started fighting through each neighborhood in close quarters urban combat. This area
with cars for bullets, I wouldn't recommend searching close quarters, Reggie.
is teeming with suicidal super mutants, rabid animals, trigger-happy bandits, and around every corner there's a car waiting to rip your face off. For these ailments, Dr. Reginald prescribes live hand grenades. Use these
Wait, really? But that just... Wait,
well,
grenades?
and they'll make your life a lot easier, and their life a lot shorter. Just watch out for the mega cars. I spotted one of these at the end of the street and was drawn to it like some kind of siren. But once I got close, it launched a car at me, at which point I decided it had to die. After that, I made my way into backstreet apparel.
You mean close nuke combat? Basically, yeah. I hated those bomb use.
And immediately realized two things. One, it's absolutely stuffed with cars. And two, some maniac lobbed a grenade at me, at which
you're dead,
I left.
Bro.
If I go back in there, I'm not surviving. So I entered through the roof, where I received a notification that the quest had been completed. Jeez, I wonder...
I love that. He just goes into the building, just detonates the cars, and it's like, oh, quest complete. That was fucking
what happened. Briefly exploring the building, I sifted through a medley of human body parts. Some died in their sleep, others hard at work. The only known survivor was a singular teddy bear on the toilet.
Or at least the teddy bear on the toilet taking the biggest shit ever survived. That's the silver lining for this devil, this mayhem.
Mission is complete, but since I was in the area, I thought I'd stop by Diamond City to see how it was coping with the whole car-apocalypse thing. I approached Piper, but felt extremely uneasy about the car dangling over her head. My suspicions were confirmed when it smashed my skull in
Bro, I've never been jump scared by a car until this video. That was a complete fucking jump scare.
Car dangling over her head. My suspicions were confirmed when it smashed my
gone in a second. It's fucking impaled you.
Skull into a million pieces. After respawning, I can confirm that this car in specific is an absolute bastard. When I did eventually get inside, things weren't looking so good. The cars were blocking access to several homes and storefronts, and at least
I legit, going into the video, I was like, okay, I know Reggie's weird, but how can you make a video about just having more cars in the environment funny? How is this going to be entertaining? I'm fucking loving this. This is fantastic.
At least a dozen people appeared to be homeless as a result. Also, within minutes of being here, I witnessed a man pull a gun on his own brother before security guards blew his head off with a car. This place has gone to hell. So I promptly left, only to be crushed by automotive precipitation within seconds of leaving. But it's not all bad, because
why can't I say the word? That word means rain, right, chap? That means rain. So it's literally raining cars, right? Am I right in that? Reggie should be a script writer. I want to give Reggie like a budget and say, make whatever you fucking want. Like, just go for it. Yes, so it's raining cars.
While I was there, I pawned my wedding ring to a Spanish man in exchange for a long-range scope on my rifle and a silencer for my pistol. Now my enemies will never know what hit them. With that, I decided
stealth cars! We got stealth cars home.
to head back to Preston for our final mission, and my transit was accelerated substantially when I made the mistake of jumping on this pile of cars and getting launched into a ditch 300 feet away. Following this, I spoke with
Hey, if you survive that is a legit form of fast traveling, though. Try that word again. That beat show
Preston,
up, no.
And he assigned me to help Nordhagen Beach. On my way there, I encountered several things. One of them, a junkyard full of cars that I can't blow up. Terrifying. For some reason, I felt a deep personal need to conquer this area in
what the fuck was that, bro?
specific, so I tried. This was a mistake, because I spent the next 30 minutes dying, being
Sadly, I'm off to bed now. Have a great stream. Bye now. Thanks for dropping by. We did appreciate it. Have a good one. A deep personal need, apparently.
Lit on
Red.
fire, or my personal favorite, being chased through the woods by a suicide bomber, accidentally blinding myself, and then getting attacked by a black bear that I can't even see.
Yeah, he's legitimately freaking blind now.
After much suffering, I did manage to clear out 99% of the junkyard.
I know Sel has been playing through Fallout New Vegas at the minute, and I find it so funny. Sel has so many stealth boys. She's legit, like, so scared that she runs around with, like, infinite amount of stealth boys on her. Meanwhile, I played through New Vegas, not touching a single stealth boy the entire playthrough.
The only survivor was a singular super mutant wielding a wooden 2x4. I used this as an opportunity to bully him extensively, until I got bored, lodged him in some construction equipment, and meleeed his foot until he died. Abusing him in this way channeled some feeling similar to melting an ant with a magnifying glass, and personally, I liked it a lot. After this, I came across a
I don't know. I didn't know your dyslexia affects your speech too. No, I'm just fucking dumb. Oh my god, yeah, she's been grabbing everyone she can. That's what I'm saying! Right, so she's been like, she's been playing Fallout New Vegas, but I doesn't really know, she's a friend. And I've been watching her play. The motherfucker, she's permanently stealthed. She has so many stealth boys. I think I found two. And I sold them for caps. I've legit, in Fallout New Vegas at least, I'd never used a stealth boy.
Robot racetrack, where these bandits are betting money on which robot is going to win. Very exciting. Possibly more exciting is that I snuck upstairs, hacked into this computer, and found out there's a button to detonate all of the contestants. The level of free will that I didn't have in this moment was possibly akin to demonic possession, because I could not stop myself from pressing that button. The bandits did not appreciate this. How do I know that? Well, there's only so many ways to interpret being lit on fire, shot with an automatic rifle, and drown in the ocean. So
I think that's a fair, yeah, I think that's fair, yeah. I think so. Stealth run? No, she's just scared. She's legit just scared, bless her. I had hundreds of them by the end of my playthrough, didn't use a single one, I just walked.
Yeah, I took that as my cue to leave, so I proceed to the beach, where this woman tells me about feral ghouls stealing and eating her children, and while I respect the hustle, I need to put them down. Arriving at the ghouls' hideout, I go inside, and what do you know? It's full of cars. So full, in fact, that I can't even stand at the front door without the cars crushing every bone in my body. The
He just stood there like no free time left. This is fine. Everything's okay.
The inspiration I felt in this moment drove me to pioneer a new car clearing technique. I lit a car on fire and counted how long it took to explode. Then, using that information, I went inside, ignited a car, and perfectly timed my exit just as the whole
he's fucking learning, chat.
building
He's learning.
went nuclear. After that, I took a few deep breaths and went back in. It worked like a charm. In fact, not only is the quest complete, but it's literally raining body parts inside. With that finished, we've got 5 settlements under our control, and Preston wants us to go reclaim the Minutemen Castle and declare that our capital city. So I began making my way there, and a few things happened along the way. For example, I encountered a demented man eating imaginary noodles out of an empty bowl. I briefly considered euthanizing him on the spot.
You absolutely should. This is insanity right here. He needs help. He needs help in the way of a ballistic car to the face.
But I decided to speak with him first. This was when I realized just how bad his mental disorder was, because he's from Boston.
But no, that means you're smart. Super smart.
He's trying to sell me a credit card and won't.
That explains everything. He's from Boston. Got it. Okay.
Take no for an answer. After I call him a con artist, he drops the hard R on me.
Retard.
Well, Parker Quinn, I might be retarded, but at least I'm not retarded enough to eat ramen noodles in the middle of 4 flaming cars. After they exploded, I searched his body. This chaotic lunatic didn't even have a credit card in the first place. After that,
Bro, he needs some help. Melt him with a car. Eliminate him. He's using chopsticks for
follower.
I killed him every time. I've never seen that person before in my playthroughs. Never. Vengeful, thanks for the
I
follow, welcome
met
in.
up with the Minutemen outside the castle, where we were immediately beset by mirelurks. It was at this moment I learned that AI are not to be trusted with automatic rifles, because they'll either crush themselves in a vehicular avalanche, or accidentally shoot you into the nearest brick wall. After dispatching the crabs, our assault on the castle began, and
This is the part I always get the Minutemen up to, because I like the castle. I like having like a castle, is like, you know, my little castle.
spent the next 10 minutes running around killing mirelurks and dodging drunk drivers in my underwear, which was great, but my teammates were quickly saturating the entire castle with cars, meaning that every 30 seconds my screen would turn black and I'd have a 50% chance of dying, and that chance increased exponentially
when the Queen showed up. The Queen's gonna get you any minute. The purple crayons are my favorite. Hi, I'm Benj, going screen to screen saying hi today. How are you today? Good, how are you, Benj?
when the Queen Mirelurk decided to show up. She was spitting acid and generally giving off bad vibes. So me and the boys started lighting her up, and just as I was about
Just flopping cars at her.
to throw a grenade and turn this whole place into a fish market, a soft-shell crab punched me 40 feet into the ocean. This knocked me out and left me drifting through a sea of aqueous feces, but eventually I came to my senses, tossed a frag, and it was all over.
Oh god. They're literally nuking them with cars. Well, God, you're doing well. Dying, getting card, reverse pickpocket him with a grenade. Wait, yeah, put a grenade in his inventory. Oh, you're mean.
To celebrate, Preston decided to give the world's most poorly timed speech next to a few flaming cars. In case you're wondering, there were no survivors. After that, I spoke with a dirt-encrusted woman who appears to have spent the last 8 months face down in the mud. And instead of asking us for a shower, she wants to go into the Minutemen tunnels, fight our way to the armory, and build an artillery emplacement.
I mean, artillery is a fantastic and amazing. We love artillery, so based.
So we did. Long story short, I found a decapitated alcoholic, stole his clothes, killed an angry robot, and built this. Very nice. After that, Ronnie gave us some smoke grenades and told us to call in an artillery.
Damn, that guy's chest is pushed in. Oh yeah, his ribs are broken. He's not going to be breathing very well for the next, like, fucking 6 months. He's going to be in a lot of pain. That thing's, like, fucking flies back at the speed of light. It's going to break ribs, if not do, like, serious organ damage the way he was, like, right behind
strike with them. I gave it my best shot, only to find out that even the smoke grenades are cars.
No! You're fucking with me. No, they have no artillery because they can't call it infamous.
In this moment, a wave of existential dread washed over me as I realized I'm basically King Midas, but for cars instead of gold.
Oh my god, yes. That's such a good way of putting it. Literally fucking King Midas touch, but fucking car touch. Nevi, hi, sir.
Regardless, we've got 6 settlements and we're doing pretty good for ourselves. Now I know you're thinking, so what, Reggie? You've got a handful of impoverished shanty towns paying you protection money. You're basically a slumlord. To that, I say yes, and we're going to need to take it even further. Because I have a grand vision for how I want to reshape society, and it's going to require more than a little fascist dictatorship. So let's get
of course, he'd result to this.
The first thing the wasteland's going to need is clean drinking water, so I converted Nordhagen Beach into an industrial desalination plant. With this, we can produce dozens of purified water every day and sell it to the Commonwealth for exorbitantly high prices. Also, this is complete.
He's such a fucking slumlord for real. Gets punctured by gun, ready for a what, Sergeant? Frag grenades go boom, so they live, I guess.
Which means I have no financial incentive to provide any quality of life to the 2 settlers which I have trapped inside. From here, I went to 10 Pines Bluff and established a carrot farming operation. You may notice I encased the entire settlement in a thick
I was just about to say, this thing's like a fucking tomb. He's in two, these poor people.
Layer of concrete. That's for added protection, and also because I don't believe in photosynthesis. Oberlin Station is another one of my carrot farms. However, I ran out of concrete, so the life cycle of these settlers is pulling carrots out of the ground until a raider shows up and blows their head off. Meanwhile, I converted the Starlight Drive-In into a Brahmin ranch. By placing several large cages, we can catch
I forgot about this DLC, yeah, where you can catch animals and you can catch death claws in these fucking things too. Oh, some of the Fallout 4 DLC was so fucking cool. The creation stuff, like not the creation working center thing, the paid mod stuff, not that. The actual like DLC, I got all of them. They were so
Brahmin
good.
and then use their feces.
Wait, really? I never got the DLC. No, yeah, the cages like this. You can put them in your base and leave them all the time, and eventually you'll catch a death gore. I don't remember if it's feral or if it's tamed by that point. There's also one where you can build robots. So, you know, Protectrons, Assaultrons, Sentry bots, stuff like that. You can go out in the wasteland, find robot parts, bring them back to your base, and start making robots. You can change parts too. You can add like miniguns, flamers. You can give assault from fucking wheels to a protectron. There's so much. Completely customizable robots. It was so good.
These
so
as fertilizer for the other farms. We can also use a similar technique to capture humans. By labeling our cages with free chems, we can compel raiders to wander inside, at which point they become our hostages. The remarkable efficacy of this tactic leads me to believe raiders possess the approximate intelligence of a lobster. Finally, Sanctuary was converted into a penal colony to punish settlers that didn't meet their productivity quotas. All of the inhabitants were forced to sleep in an unlit metal warehouse, which could only be opened from the outside, meaning that if I forgot about them for a few days, they'd have to start harvesting each other's body hair for nutrition. On the occasion where I would show up and let them out, they'd be assigned to one of many workstations.
What the fuck? Wait, no, there's no shot that freaking animation's in the game. There's no shot.
For example, Preston and Mama Murphy were usually working the wheat fields. Doesn't sound too bad, until you realize I'm pelting them with automated paintball guns for the entirety of their 18-hour shift. While the paintball fields aren't great...
Why are you so mean? That is in game. No, there's no shot Mama Murphy's doing those tricks on the fucking whatever it's called. It's from Vault 88 DLC. Okay.
Things could be much, much worse, because you could be stuck in the pillory, where I use a softball pitching machine to lob empty beer bottles at you until the sun goes down.
Oh my god. I always forget he's the Warcry slime. I've never once thought of doing any of this to these poor NPCs. They're just getting fucking beat up for no reason. Reggie is just a fucking war
This burns
criminal.
through a lot of bottles, so I typically spend my entire day here drinking whiskey and pissing myself. In my drunken stupor, I also experimented with the idea of a gladiatorial arena, where settlers could fight to the death for my amusement. It didn't take long for me to realize why this was a bad idea. For lesser
Okay, that's common. That's freaking
offenses,
common.
I also have a humiliation station.
Look at this fucking
where I strip you down to your underwear and fire all of your personal belongings out of a comically large mortar. For everyone else, they're assigned to stationary bicycles that provide power to the entire settlement. Also, I can literally program the bikes to shock their testicles if the settler isn't pedaling fast.
What is this? What is
Enough.
this?
And yes, this can kill them. Honestly, this is the beating heart of my whole faction, and I shouldn't even call it a penal colony, because they're free to leave whenever they want.
Holy shit, CBT, man. Yeah, this is a CBT prison. You don't want to go to the CBT prison.
They just have to make it past the gauntlet, a series of rotary blades that will not hesitate to put you down. You see, here in my factories, the worker does not own the product of their labor. In fact, they're not even entitled to the sweat of their brow, because that belongs to the desalination plant. Instead, they are afforded the privilege of living in a car-free society, and I think that makes it all worth it. Now, you may be wondering why I chose to farm these things specifically, and I'll
Actually, yeah, that's very interesting. You chose those specifically. Don't know, I might try. No. As in-game mechanics
tell
too,
you,
lol.
it's because at the castle I have
Human
created
suffering.
the largest macaroni and cheese factory in the entire world, a title which is substantially easier to hold in the post-apocalypse. By using the carrots, wheat, and purified water from my settlements, in addition to plastic waste that I've pulled out of the harbor, I've been able to build and operate 8 full-time food processors, which are churning out Lamco mac and cheese around the clock. Now come here.
This is done in like the service of profit. There's so many easier ways to make money in the game, and at a certain point, you don't even need to make money because you can craft everything yourself. What is this?
I want to play a little game with you. When you look at this fully automated factory equipped with vacuum hoppers, logic circuits, and a laser tripwire sorting system,
This is like fucking Factorial, bro.
all powered by a fusion reactor, which of these things do you think I had to get from a mod? Well, I'll tell you. It was the goddamn upward conveyor belt. That's right, Todd
Wait, really? Really? That was it? Really? What the fuck? It's honestly very easy to make money in this game without doing any... Exactly, yeah! You think this is bad? Watch Reggie's Infinite Goblin. We'll probably get to that at some point, I agree. I've never really figured out the factory stuff. No, same. I have this DLC. I just made like bases and settlements. I didn't do any factory stuff. I might go back because that looks interesting. I know, right? You can just sell children a throw. No freaking way, that's a throwing mod, ew. I hope you have an amazing day. No, you, Tech. No, you. I hope you have an amazing day.
This factory building DLC without any upward conveyor belts, which is made even worse by the fact that he did give us downward conveyor belts.
16
Then why did you give upwards?
times the detail.
He can't keep getting away with this. Anyway, according to my calculations, I have no idea how much macaroni and cheese I'm making, but my best approximation is about 69,120 boxes every single day.
Of course, 69 have to
I
be
can then
in there.
take this abundance of delicious and non-perishable food and distribute it to the Commonwealth, raising thousands out of famine and ending countless food-related conflicts. Or at least, that's what you'd believe if you were a federal agent. Because the reality of the situation is this whole thing is just one big cover story. In fact, deep within these tunnels is an insane man cooking methamphetamine in his underwear. It's me.
So Breaking Bad?
I'm the insane man. Yes, indeed. I'm making 69,000 boxes of macaroni every day just to conceal my real operation, which is the manufacture and distribution of a highly addictive narcotic called Jet. You see, the fertilizer isn't actually for the farm.
Bro is literally LARPing. He's LARPing. He's legitimately role-playing. I mean, it's an RPG, so fucking go for it. Why not? But this is just an insane level.
Simply put, Jet is an amphetamine derived from Brahmin feces. And with almost 20 Brahmin at my settlements, I'm able to pump out dozens of it every single day. I'm selling it to everyone, even children. This little bastard can't get enough of the stuff.
No.
Oh, and all those bandits we've been killing, they were just rival dealers. Simply put, we've got a monopoly on this whole thing. But I'll be honest, running a drug den within a macaroni factory does get a little complicated, and I'd be lying if I said there wasn't the occasional slip-up.
No, the Jet's gone into the main fucking production line. Oh no.
Got me wired. The fuck are they putting in this shit?
But listen, this little secret stays between you and me, because while I could be making millions selling pasta and purified water to the masses, I actively prefer making thousands by creating the next crack epidemic. So, with all of that out of the way, I think it's clear that we've rebuilt a functional and prosperous car-free...
Remember, chat, remember, okay, this video is all about cars. It's a Carmageddon mod, and he's trying to deceive the Institute. None of this was relevant to what his main goal was at all. Hello, and where's mac and cheese? I have no idea, Fishing. Your guess is as good as mine. Why do we have an octopus? I don't know. God, this is fucking high.
Society, and I for one am filled with confidence when I consider our prospects for the future. The only thing left to do now is to destroy the source of the cars, which is the Institute. It's
Okay. Well, thank God, we're finally getting to the main point of the video. So it's just random. Yes,
going
just
to be
random.
a lot of work, so let's try to get through this as quickly.
To say he got distracted is an under... No, I thought I might have ADD. Reggie fucking has ADD for real. Holy shit,
as
bro.
possible. At the start of the game, I allowed the Institute to steal my son Sean, because now I've got a man on the inside. All I need to do is find him. I went back to Diamond City to hire a private detective named Nick, but is also missing. His secretary asks us to find him, so obviously I extort her for money.
I do have 125 caps.
More money.
Obviously.
We'll make it 100.
Even more money.
You're evil. You're fucking evil.
Okay, you win. 200 caps is all I have.
Okay, that'll
Holy
do. Let's go
shit.
get him. From here, I very carefully exited Diamond City.
I hate it here. I hate it here.
And began my search, during which I stumbled into a building called the Combat Zone. I know the name sounds bad, but the
No.
house rules clearly state no combat outside the cage, so I assumed I would be safe. This assumption was very quickly proven wrong when I
Great. I've never been
was
here.
shot into a door and beaten
Is this like one of the DLC places? Because I'm
with
legit
pool
never been
cues.
here.
However, karma comes quickly for rule breakers, and the entire building exploded shortly after. I got up, made my way into the
Oh.
cage, spoke with a burn victim, not sure if he looked like that before the explosion, and then he gifted me an indentured
Nope, this is base game, vanilla. No, the combat zone is the standard Fallout 4. It's one of my favorite places to go. Why have I never fucking found this place then? What the fuck? You find a companion here?
servant named Kate. I know that sounds like a good deal, but she's a violent Irish drug addict who will sexually harass
Well, Irish. Oh no, she's Irish, chat. She's Irish. Oh
you
no.
at every opportunity. I took Kate to a nearby lake with the intention of drowning her.
Was that freaking Lynx? Was that fucking Lynx?
But instead, I stumbled upon a sea monster named Swan. He's submerged
Oh, yeah, Swan,
underwater,
I
and if
remember
you disturb
Swan.
him, he will beat you to death with an anchor. So instead, I began carefully
Wow.
and deliberately distributing cars all over the area. After about 30, I heard him wake up, so I tossed a grenade and ran away with all 7 of my frames. After my screen cleared up, I found that his headless corpse had been launched over 100
bro.
feet into a nearby alley. This allowed me to pick up the furious power fist from his body. This bad boy
Hey yo, we're doing some furious fisting, chat. Hey yo. I like Kate. No, that's fine. Those drug dealers. I have a thing for Irish women. Oh no. Seth, there's no hope for you. You're lost in the Irish sauce.
can destroy cars in 3 hits. This is a big power spike for us. Anyway, after that, we descended
Damn.
upon the subway, which led us to Vault 114, where Nick was being held by raiders. These criminals think they're safe just because they're living inside of a vault. But what they don't know is that I'm currently addicted to every chemical substance in
Why? Why did you get addictions, bro?
the game, and I've perfectly timed my withdrawal
I'd like to hope so. My entire New Vegas playthrough was using this. But no, I always use guns. I do not use melee. Even in my 40k list, I prioritize guns over melee, and I play fucking Space Marines.
symptoms to hit at the same time. And when that happens, I'm going to kill everyone.
Bro. This is such a weird fucking montage. What the fuck? Also, bad attention. Hello, welcome in. Fisto's the best Oh, Fisto. Yeah, Fisto's great. Fisto's, yeah. Unleash D Punchy is surprisingly good. New Vegas Ballistics this makes me tingle. Hi Loki. New Vegas Nelly is busted with the right perks and right addictions, bro.
There is a temptation to feel guilty about the fact that 95% of my victims can't even be identified through dental records, but they should have thought about that before being born. After the killing spree, we
Come on. He's got a point. They should have thought that before coming into this world. Good point. Good point. They can all get fisted. Hell yeah. And if he Optimus is true, I'm 2 shotting deathclaws and 1 shotting
found Nick and
Predators.
began our escape, but our progress came to a grinding halt when Nick became hyper-fixated on this specific laundry room. He just stood there for hours, and nothing I could do could get him to leave. Eventually, I realized I could move him around by punching him in the face, and so began the hour-long journey of punching Nick all the way to the objective. But you've got to be careful, because even though he has about 150 concussions by this point, he will not hesitate to jump up and start running back to the washing machine if you let him. So stay vigilant and keep swinging. Eventually, I got him to the objective,
This poor man.
and we were just about to escape when we were confronted by Skinny Malone
Oh,
and
God.
his thugs. Fortunately, I was able to weaponize my status as a terminally online man to red
I I legit thought I was gonna say a term online Reddit mod for real, for
Skinny
real.
into believing that his girlfriend was just using him for his money. This revelation made him feel so dejected that he didn't even want to fight us. The one condition is that we only have 10 seconds to leave. But Nick is currently
Why?
fighting and losing a battle against a 1955 Lincoln Indianapolis.
Same thing. I'm glad I'm not the only one who
So
thought
he
that.
couldn't escape and they got pissed. I really wish every social interaction didn't have to end like this, but here we are.
Wow.
After this, we met Nick at his office to discuss our plans to find my son and destroy the Institute. He tells me to take a seat and get comfortable, so I remove all of my clothes. We identify the man that took
Wow.
Sean as Kellogg and decide to break into his house and look for clues. The only issue, it was booby-trapped. Yeah, whole thing full of cars. I wanted to experiment to see if I was high enough level to survive the explosion, so I wiggled my way upstairs, drank an entire bottle of vodka, lit a car on fire, and
Okay.
waited to face my destiny. Destiny hurt a lot, but I survived
Wait, alcohol makes you survive more damage? Wait,
by
huh?
jamming adrenaline syringes into my chest and plugging my wounds with leftover food. Nick and Kate were also completely fine. With the cars now
How did vodka fucking give you blast damage protection,
cleared out,
bro?
we were able to find Kellogg's gooning chamber, which had no shortage of
God.
genetic material. Genetic material which we then used to track him down with the help of a dog. I'm not exaggerating when I say that I probably died 50 times during this part. And I don't know why. Things just
Give you more strength and then endurance, plus 10 HP. Wait, really? I've legit never done like, other than stim packs and ladder way and stuff like that, I've never done the drugs and I've not drank it. I'm so boring and fucking Fallout unrealized. And thank you for the free drink, I
kept
appreciate
exploding.
it.
Eventually, I was even able to predict my deaths down to the second.
3, 2, 1.
Much like Chinese water torture, this form of suffering was terrible in its simplicity and irresistible in its truth. After much hyperventilating, I made it to Fort Hagen, where Kellogg was hiding out. I entered through the roof, got pinned in the corner, and then had to endure
Oh,
the entire
no.
building exploding for the next 25 seconds. By some divine miracle, I survived this ordeal and killed my way to Kellogg. When I met him, I delivered a pretty sweet one-liner and then got put down like a dog. For my second attempt, I just
Whoa.
jumped straight to filling the entire room with cars and blowing it up. I have yet to find
I was gonna say, why bother when you could just fucking detonate your wick and fucking watch the room explode? Your FPS killer mode. Yeah, I don't use the emotes, to be honest. You played save too much, Neffy? I guess
a
I
more
do.
effective combat technique than this. After this, it was back to Nick's to discuss what happened. Kellogg didn't give us any information on account of the incident, but Nick tells me there's a voodoo
The
shaman that can
incident?
read people's minds, which is convenient because I just so happened to scoop up a fistful of Kellogg's brain matter back at Fort Hagen. So we make our way to Good Neighbor to meet the doctor. Within 60 seconds of arriving, a man extorts me for protection money and is immediately stabbed to death. Looks like
Oh,
someone
shit.
wasn't paying their
Wait. Okay, I'm realizing now, chat. I'm realizing. There's a lot of places I'm not been involved. I'm not joking. I've been to every single settlement on the map. I've not seen this fucking ghoul before, and I've not seen the Irish girl before. I legit, I think I might be playing Fallout wrong. I've been playing it for the settlement system more than anything.
protection fees. After that, I head to the memory den, where I am victimized by a
I
car
remember
half
the
a dozen
memory den.
times.
You don't know Hancock? No. I mean, I've seen him on YouTube videos, but I don't know where he's from. I don't know how you find them, but I've never had him as a companion, just like the Irish lady. Explore your own marketplace. I
cannot
guess
properly
so.
express the anxiety I now experience when entering buildings. But if you can
Oh,
imagine
God.
that behind every door, cabinet, and cupboard in your house, a car is waiting to kill you, then you are approximating the surrealist hell that is my reality. Eventually, I made it
Did you play Fallout 4 like at all? Yeah, I completed the game. I completed the Minuteman playthrough. I did the Brotherhood playthrough. To be fair though, chat, the majority of my time on Fallout 4 was the settlement system. I'm not kidding. I really genuinely mean this. I think the settlement system was one of the best things they added for Fallout. I am one of those people. I am one of those people that love the settlement system. I love building like my own little towns and my little forts and and fortresses and setting up defenses, and I love that shit. I eat that shit up for days, bro. You definitely are an outlier, but I respect it. It does sound weird, bro. Same town with a memory debt. I guess I just run past them because I legit don't fucking look. I don't look around. I just fucking went in. I just followed the navigator marker and just go through the door. I didn't even wait around. Wait, nephew, do you know about Curie in the vault near Diamond City? No, I don't remember Curie. Why should I? Nephew is just a little special. A little.
Past the cars and met Dr. Amelia, who offers to put me inside of Kellogg's memories to try and find the location of
Wait, was that, hang on, I saw a Stolfo.
Dr. Amelia,
I've watched
who offers to put me inside of Kellogg's
I knew I fucking saw a Stolfo. What the fuck's
memories
sake?
to try and find the location of the Institute. So I agree, and
Your Courier is another companion? I guess I'm missing out on a lot of companions under the rail. I do not know this person. He's everywhere. Curry.
Dear God, there's cars even in the memories. I spend some time rooting through Kellogg's psyche, where I learned that he's so violent because his father didn't breastfeed him enough as a child. I also
Wait, father? Excuse me,
learned
what?
that there's an escaped scientist from the Institute, and if I find him, he can tell us how to get in. His name is Virgil.
Oh, I remember the guy from the glowing sea. I remember the super mutant guy. You heard him? I didn't know that was capable for life softeners. It shot him out of a job. Well,
And
now?
he's hiding out in a sea of radioactivity. So I very carefully navigated my way to the nearest clothing store, making sure to die several times in the process. After which I bought myself a hazmat suit. This should mitigate the radiation from the glowing sea. On our way there,
That poor Neffy. No, it's not in that regard. Well, no, but technically,
I
yes.
observed the arrival of the Brotherhood of Steel.
The
They've got all kinds of
Brotherhood!
helicopters flying around, but they're not coping very well with the
The Brotherhood are the best part about Fallout. I won't lie though, in the show and in Fallout 4 I kind of hate them. They're kind of assholes. But Fallout 3 Brotherhood, the West Coast Brotherhood, are my favorite. I love
local
them.
anti-air defenses. Anyway, I arrived at the glowing sea and equipped my suit, giving me near 100% radiation immunity. Kate, on the other hand,
Good
well,
idea.
she's pushing the theory of radiation hormesis to its upper limits. Honestly, once you get past the prostate cancer, the
I legit thought they were gonna say radiation maxing. I'm so fucking like brain-rotted. I legit thought they were gonna say radiation maxing, bro. Brotherhood were always assholes. No, in Fallout 3, I know they're a different, like, they broke off from the main Brotherhood. I know they're a different kind of, like, chapter and a different ethos. They were my first exposure to the Brotherhood, and therefore, to me, they are the Brotherhood. All this other stuff is not Brotherhood. So, when I say I like Brotherhood, I like the Fallout 3 Brotherhood. Those are my boys and
glowing
girls.
sea isn't
Lion's Pride was the best. Yes, exactly,
too
Shadow.
bad. I fought a few things, realized the utility of a double-barrel shotgun, and then absolutely humiliated this Deathclaw. Proceeding a little further led us to the Children of Adam. They're basically a cult that worships radioactivity, but despite all of their brain tumors, they were actually quite helpful. They told me that Virgil is holed up in a cave down the road. To reward them for their cooperation, I decided to release the radioactivity trapped inside of these cars by blowing up their entire settlement. I know, it's a thoughtful gift. This detonation left only Brother Ward and Brother Foster to repopulate the entire settlement. And Foster
But they're both men. I don't really can repopulate if there's two dudes. Well, wait. Play Fallout 3, never played New Vegas before. If you liked 3, New Vegas is fantastic. 4 is also good. Not as good, but it's still pretty good. Highly recommend Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4. Legitimately, Shay.
doesn't seem to be handling the news well. I make my way to Virgil's edging cave, where I find him so backed
Edgy
up that he's literally changing colors. He agrees to help us, but says the only way to get into the Institute is by teleporter, and we're going to need a transmitter chip from inside.
No, if you play through the Brotherhood way, you signed Liberty Prime, and you send Liberty Prime out, and he digs a hole with his laser to the Institute. So you can be the cool people and go in with the Brotherhood. That's the better way, in my opinion.
a courser's skull to design one. Luckily, I knew exactly where to find this, so I made my way to Green Tech Genetics, a building which could not for the life of it stop exploding. After I waited that out, I shotgunned my way through a couple of gunners and arrived at the courser just in time to witness him execute a man at point-blank range with a Ford Ranchero. So I made my way up there and introduced myself.
Are you here for the synth? Fuck you.
The courser turned invisible, as if any part of my plan actually
Base destruction? I mean, come on, like, am I gonna fucking teleport like a nerd? Or am I gonna fire up a big robot that's anti-communist and march in with the full firepower of the Brotherhood of Steel like a badass and make the Institute a fucking war zone? Of course I'm gonna do that. That sounds way more fun.
involved being able to see him. 14 car explosions later, I had his brain in my hand. The only people that are capable of
Damn,
decoding
bro.
this brain chip are the Railroad, a highly secretive society.
Don't care for the railroad. You know, the mentality of, you know, saving sins and everything is good, but I don't care for them. I just kind of ignore the railroad. It's all what tells me I have to wipe
Of
them out.
anti-institute resistance fighters. So clandestine is their operation that the only way to find them is following a bright red line on the ground for 10
Oh,
minutes
God, yeah,
and then
this.
entering Railroad as the password to their base. Holy shit. Anyway, I met with the Railroad and started lying to
I kill them every playthrough. Railroad worst faction. God, I hate. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who dislikes the railroad. I'm really, really glad. Just passing by, I could have some word, but want to say, love your reaction video. Your model is insanely peak. Egyptian. Thank you, Dragon. I'm glad. Thank you, and I hope you have a good
them
day.
immediately, because why else would I be playing a charisma build? They agreed to help and introduced me to a clearly neurodivergent man who attempted to decode the
no?
chip by endlessly typing the same 4 letters on his keyboard as I phased in and out of consciousness due to my acute radiation poisoning. Stunningly, this worked, and we now have all the information needed
Ow.
to design a teleporter.
I'd rather pick the Institute. Honestly, same. Honestly, same. I mean, you gotta. Okay, if we're doing this chat, we're gonna like pretend this is real, right? We've gotta have the Commonwealth's best interest at heart. What would I rather be the winner? People who have actual science and can synthesize real creatures and people and have that level of technology that is insane, teleportation, laser weaponry, or people who live under a fucking bus shelter. I know who I'm thinking.
For some reason, I trusted Virgil to do this, despite him being a biologist and not an engineer. I don't know if you're aware, but that's like hiring a plumber to do your heart surgery. Anyway, in the spirit of making bad decisions, I took Virgil's teleporter schematics to Sturgis to build it, despite the fact that I have personally witnessed him hammering a wall with no nails for over an hour. If that wasn't bad
true, he
enough, he
does.
came back and told me we could build this space-age teleporter using the random garbage lying around our slums. So I did. But I have never felt less confident about something in my entire life.
Yeah, it don't want to say that. I'm gonna let someone else test that before. Are they true to Kaiser? I mean, I like Kaiser. I like Romans, so I like Kaiser. But I do side with the NCR. Because I would side with the Brotherhood, but the Brotherhood get cooked in fucking New Vegas, which makes me annoyed, because the Brotherhood are better.
He flipped the switch and teleported me into the Institute, where I then took the world's slowest elevator downstairs to find my son Sean,
God, yeah.
who, for some reason, is scared of the naked man smelling of vodka with a bloody power fist, because he's claiming
I wonder why. I wonder why that'd be terrifying.
that I'm not his father. Shortly after, a character named Father enters the room and introduces Sean as his son.
And the product of my semen is my son's.
Sean.
Long story short, Father is my son, and Sean
Okay,
isn't
bro.
even human. In fact, he's a Redditor. My father's
No, he's a Redditor. Okay, there you go. You gotta leave him at the orphanage. If your son's a Redditor, you gotta leave him at the orphanage. I'm sorry. Sorry, it's over. It's completely over. They're a Redditor. Pack up your bags, leave. Just go. Get out of
son
it.
then spends his next 20 lines of dialogue trying to convince me on the merits of dating femboys.
Please try.
I mean, I can see
And
methods.
keep an open mind. This is insane. Right, wrong, irrelevant. It really is humanity's best hope for the future. Maybe.
God, this guy's so boring. This guy's so fucking boring. Oh my god. He's not a Redditor, he's a viewbot. Letting the orphanage sort them out. Worse? Exactly, worse.
I don't know.
I've been a part of something amazing here. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that.
It was all very confusing, and I'm pretty sure they're just trying to distract me from the whole car thing. And honestly, it's working. Anyway, I checked
Resist.
my notes, and according to the quest map, it is at this point in the game where we need to become hostile with the Institute. It doesn't really specify what that means, so I took it in a pretty extreme direction. After beating my son to death, I made my way to the atrium, a large open area just waiting to be filled with cars and exploded. So I did exactly that, at the cost of my own frame rate. And to the best of
That was a fucking gruesome PowerPoint slide right there.
my
Holy
knowledge,
shit.
there were no survivors. I also stopped by the
Holy
weapons
shit.
lab to try and destroy their research and development team, but it looks like they've got that covered themselves. And with that, I decided to leave, only to be confronted by a small army of synths at the exit. I wasn't sure exactly what they wanted,
Why are they just standing there menacingly,
so I decided
bro?
to err on the side of caution and just start blasting. It appears that our declaration of war was received loud and clear, because after teleporting back to safety, I was informed that the Macaroni Castle was being besieged by Institute forces.
No, not the macaroni fort. Not anything but the macaroni fort. I'm not even talking about fort specifically. The only thing laser in part is heat. Unless they were thinking about the Spartan laser, plasma has massive of that heat. Most brutal PowerPoint presentation. Institute Carmageddon
Or
edition.
Blanco mac and cheese must not fall into their hands, so I hustled over there and prepared the defenses. It wasn't long before the battle was underway, and within 30 seconds, a giant car pile had already formed and ignited near
I forgot they shoot cars. I legit
the
forgot they
front of
shoot
the
cars.
base, the detonation of which killed almost all of my employees. After that, it was just a hellish experience, with cars flying in every conceivable direction, accompanied by a near-endless symphony of explosions and metal sound effects. My only tip for this is to avoid using VATS, because it will inevitably betray
Why?
you.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I see now. Fire the cars, bro, what the fuck? Just go with it, bitch. Just go.
At one
Just go
point,
with
I
it.
made my way outside to lay a minefield and clear some synths, but Kate came around the corner and surprised me, so I accidentally launched her into low Earth orbit. Never saw her again after that. 20 minutes and countless explosions later, we had finally defeated the Institute army, but the damage they inflicted was
go.
devastating. For example, there were carrots everywhere, and more than a few body parts had made their way onto the conveyor belts. This
It's fine. Those body parts is extra protein. It's extra protein in your Blanco mac and cheese. It's
was
fine, it's
indeed a
fine.
dark day at Blamco Mac
Okay, a full body might be a bit much
and
though.
Cheese LLC. I knew retaliation was necessary. We need to send a message to the Institute, and
Wait, Italians? Italians are necessary? What?
it has to be written in synthetic blood. Unfortunately, Preston says we don't have enough people to launch an attack, so I decided to capture Vault 88 to recruit more soldiers. It was controlled by a gang of raiders, but in possibly my most stylish move to date, I killed all of them while cartwheeling over their exploding corpses in the canyon below. This miraculous form of homicide had people lined up.
Retaliation. I legit thought you said Italians. I was like, wait, what does my people have to do with this?
Around
What?
the block wanting to join my army. So what's the plan? Well, Sturgis just casually mentions that he knows a sewer drainage pipe which we can use to infiltrate the Institute. So you're telling me that I waded through a radioactive
Wait, yeah. If you knew about that before, why didn't you fucking say so? And yeah, instead of making a fucking teleporter, bro. Ender has vanished. Welcome in. Take this
C
off.
killed hundreds of people, built an entire teleporter out of spare cutlery and condom wrappers, and even spoke to a woman, when instead I could have
Oh, gross. Imagine speaking to a woman.
just
Oh.
crawled through 1,200 yards of feces. Thanks a lot, Virgil. So I put on my hazmat suit and made my way to the sewer pipe. The Institute did attempt to block it with a car, as if I'm not some kind of expert at
Well.
destroying them by this point. After battling my way past a bunch of guards, I'm back inside, and I hack into their computer, briefly play Galactic Control, accidentally shoot down a commercial airliner, and then teleport everyone to my coordinates. The plan is to fight our way to the reactor and place a bomb on it, which will cause this entire place to go up in flames. Pretty good idea, actually.
Wait, so wiping the Institute out doesn't actually... I do remember putting the bomb and shit, but I thought like if you just like wipe them out, that'd be fine too, right? I'm gonna be real chat. It's been a very long time since I touched this game. I might have to go play for it again because I kind of want to build more settlements again.
But I'm not exactly filled with confidence when I look at my reinforcements. Before the fighting began, Preston asked me to give the Institute citizens a chance to evacuate, because apparently
We're not here to commit mass murder.
But
That's where you're wrong. Reggie's there to commit mass murder. I guarantee Reggie's there to commit mass
all
murder.
I heard was
Commit mass murder.
So I put on my finest genocide tuxedo and we got to work. Before long, my team had made their way to the bioscience department, where I tactically neutralized several highly dangerous scientists. We were briefly attacked by guerrillas, very briefly, before making our way into the main chamber. At this point, things got really messy really fast, and it's all kind of a blur. But I'm pretty sure I punched someone's arm off. After several extinction-level explosions, I disabled the security lockdown and accessed the reactor.
He doesn't know Reggie very well. No, yeah. Preston Gravy doesn't know Reggie that well if he thinks he's going to be peaceful.
Room. There, I carefully planted the bomb, while almost certainly developing cancer. It's now time for us to make our escape,
true.
but on the way out, I'm approached by fake Sean, who
No, it's a clanker, chat. Don't listen to it. It's a fucking clanker. Let it die here with the rest of the Institute. Okay, it's not real. Let it fucking die
all of a
here.
sudden wants to be my son just to avoid dying in a nuclear explosion.
You can't just leave me here.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can, and he will. No, fuck off. Well, what you do is, nephew's funny. Thank you. I'm glad. I keep it as a trophy, bro. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Now the clanker. I'm gonna leave you here. Drop kick the child. Watch me cartwheel out of it.
I don't want to die.
Well, too bad, kid. I don't date gold diggers.
That's not happening.
So we teleported out and I
Wow.
pressed the biggest and reddest button of them all, instantly vaporizing the Institute and destroying the source of the cars once and for all. It's finally over. Oh, and Preston did have a mental breakdown because I didn't evacuate the civilians, but he'll
Yeah, but nobody likes Preston anyway, so Preston can also go fuck
get
himself.
over it. With the Institute destroyed and my colonies prospering, it's safe to say we've been very successful, and I believe success is something that's meant to be shared. Personally, I can't think of anyone more deserving than the fine people at Diamond City. They've helped me on numerous occasions, which is why I've decided to donate to them 100,000 boxes of Blamco mac and cheese.
Aww, see, chat, a fucking happy ending. Look at that. Charity
It is my
work.
hope that this will be received as a sign of goodwill that might bring our factions closer together. The only problem is that my factory doesn't process things while I'm away. Thanks a lot, Todd. So I went back to the castle, sat down in my finest chair, and left my PC running for the next 36 hours. By the time I returned, I had become a
Holy fucking shit.
the god, and it is now time to reward my subjects.
No, he's gonna oh no, he's gonna fucking knock it out so badly with all that shit. Oh no. It's literally gonna drown them in fucking mac and cheese. It's literally gonna drown them in it.
Well, there it is, 100,000 boxes of Blamco mac and cheese, enveloping Diamond City like a warm blanket. However, there were no
Holy
celebrations,
shit,
no
bro.
fireworks, and the city was not undergoing the massive cultural and scientific renaissance that I was expecting. And I didn't understand why. It's perfectly good food, but upon closer inspection, it became obvious. All of this pasta is uncooked. No wonder they're not eating it. So what we need is heat, the byproduct of an exothermic reaction. An exothermic
No, I don't know. I see where this is going. No.
reaction, such as a car exploding.
No.
Fret not, Diamond City. I've got just what you're looking for. Gentlemen, it's time to cook.
Bro. There we go. Damn, he hates that fucking chair, bro.
This is my city.
Not any more cheese.
Well, that does it for this video. We've saved the world from an automotive apocalypse and ushered in an era of
The taste of freedom. I recognize that Helldiver
abundance
music.
and tranquility. Thank you to this month's patrons for supporting the channel, and finally, thank you for watching.
Bro, fucking, just no words. Just no words. No fucking words. That was definitely something.